I'm driving a vast network of long-abandoned forestry trails that crisscross this mountain range in one of the remotest parts of northern Spain. I'm living full-time on the road, on a months-long expedition, alone, living out of the back of my Land Cruiser, wild camping and four-wheel driving through some of the continent's most extreme, raw and remote places. My objective is to drive 7,000 miles of off-road tracks inside of Europe in an attempt to be the first to complete an off-road circumnavigation of the Iberian Peninsula and prove definitively to myself more than anything else that true wild adventure is still possible to find in the continent that I call home. Welcome to the Iberian Trail. My God, this is one of the most beautiful drives of the trip, without a doubt so far. It's incredible. Dude, just look at this. Like, what the hell? This is the Picos de Europa as seen from the cockpit of my freaking Land Cruiser. I mean, how good? Doesn't get much better than that, eh? I'm tackling what feels like endless miles of these tracks, cut precariously into the sides of the mountains. This endeavour means taking the road less travelled regularly, and these often tortuously winding routes are a prime example of just that. I'm situated in Spain's wild north, in the province of Asturias, heading ever westwards on the northern leg of my off-road circumnavigation. And as you can see from this map, my route follows a meandering pathway, tracing a ragged line of trails that follow valley floors, the ridgelines of mountaintops, and every type of rural track imaginable, from farm trails to infrastructure service routes, ancient herders' tracks, and iconic national heritage trails. It's clear that the trail that I'm driving this afternoon is only very rarely used, and the last time that any maintenance was done on it was likely years earlier when it was active forestry land, leading to perilous looking rockfalls and sagging parts of the trail. Wow! Oh my God! I tell you what, stuff like that gives me pause for thought. That's like a man-made support that's been built in to support this track, obviously, but there's been no maintenance done on this for 30, 40 years, I wouldn't have thought, looking at the state of it. And I don't suppose there ever will be again. It's been an abandoned, logging area. Yeah, think about like rock falls and landslides and that. Oh, that is a bit scary. Just me and my Land Cruiser cruising through these abandoned logging trails. What the hell, brother? No way. I'm close to 1,500 meters in altitude up here, and only climbing higher up the side of this mountain. At every turn that I make, I can hardly believe my eyes, as things just keep on getting more and more spectacular the further I penetrate into this wild land. God, this just gets better and better, mate. So that across there is the kind of bare scraped mountain that we were on yesterday. This time yesterday, actually. So linear, as a crow flies, I'd say we made about 6 kilometers of progress in 24 hours. I mean, it's funny, it's really funny, but it's also like, oh God, this trip is gonna take forever. Like, when do you ever get to do this? Like, exploring these trails in the middle of nowhere in Spain. Like, here I am from England doing this. God, this is awesome. For anyone out there like thinking about doing this whole overlanding thing, or like going and traveling on your own and are a bit like trepidatious, like just go do it, I'm telling you. Like, just freaking put all that shit out of your mind. Oh my God, there are mountains that I've not even seen them all day. Mate, look at these. And that's the Picos de Europa there, just towering snow-capped mountains. Look at that, just poking through the freaking clouds, mate. But yeah, to finish what I was trying to say, just go do it, man. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, whether it's travel like this behind the wheel of a vehicle, whether it's go backpack on your own, whether it's starting a business or starting a blog or a YouTube channel or a website, whatever the hell it is that you've been thinking about doing, wanting to do, maybe you're worried about people judging you, go do it. Like, go do it, because the feeling that you get from doing these things that you want to do, it's deep, man. It's really deep. It's like you start to believe in yourself on a level that like you didn't even know was possible. Like before you start to do these things, you start to think about yourself in a different way and thus act differently. It changes everything. Knowing that you know, these are things that you want to do for yourself, and you have found the way and the time and had the balls to do it. That is a powerful drug for the mind, that one. So go do it. I'm telling you, mate, bloody well go do it. I can't get over those mountains there. And look at that, like, if you go over there, like, you're not stopping until you're at the bottom of that abyss right down there. And it's like, it's not improbable either that you'd go over. That's the Picos over there. That's my car. That is top 10 in life stuff, that, like. What a trip, man. The Iberian Trail. I'm starting to realise that what I've taken on here is not something that can just be done in a short amount of time. You know what I mean? It's like, this is going to be a multi-month expedition, and I knew it was going to be, but I don't think I realised, like, I'm travelling as fast as I can right now. Like, this is not me tarrying, really. I've been pretty full on trying to get around here. I've only got 3 months on my Schengen. I know what's going to have to happen here. I'm going to end up having to leave my car and fly out of the Schengen zone. I mean, once I get down towards the end of, like, the bottom end of Portugal and Spain and that, I can skip over to Morocco, get out the Schengen zone for a bit of time, you know what I mean? But, like, these are good problems to have. These are really, really good problems to have. The knowledge that I'd done 6 kilometers linear inside of 24 hours was sobering. But I have to keep telling myself that I knew what I was taking on when I planned this route, and I'm having the time of my life out here. So I guess I better just strap in. Mate, just look at this, man. This is from the cab of my Land Cruiser. I'm just looking at the freaking Picos de Europa right there, popping out of the clouds. This is like once in a lifetime shit every single day, man. Oh my god, brother. What the hell, man? Like, in my wildest dreams, when I was planning this trip, I never thought it was going to be as good as this. Truly. In the shadow of the mighty, jagged, snow-clad peaks behind me, I pushed the cruiser on, continuing down this spectacular network of tracks. It was getting late in the day up here, and I was looking for a place to camp, ideally before sundown. You might have seen me struggling to find spots to camp in my previous videos. Wild camping is a grey area legally in Spain, and so I generally try to find hidden spots, quite far from the trail if I can, to head off any potential problems. Up here, however, I was feeling pretty confident. I'd been traversing the tracks in this mountain range for 2 solid days, and I hadn't seen a single soul. That being the case, I was more inclined to risk it up here. I basically just spent the whole afternoon on this tiny little mountainside, and I'm like totally fine with it. But I think we have found our campsite for the night. I'm just walking up here to check it out, but oh my god. Look at this. Oh, what the hell? Oh my god, bro. Cruiser there. This is unbelievable, man. Sunset gonna happen over there any minute. Dude, I'm having such a good time. Oh god, I'm like overwhelmed. Not how good of a time I'm having. It sounds insane, but I just never expected this to be this good. Ridgelines, colossal big seams of rock thrown up out of the ground, covered in cloud. A town in the valley below, 1,000 meters below us. Over there, brutal mountains thrown up to the sky and a sunset. Man, I feel speechless right now. Very few times that you find me speechless, but this is one of them. Going back to the cruiser. This is going to go down as one of the best days of my life. You know when you just know that, like, it's, oh man, just everything's like aligned perfectly, and this is one of those days I'm going to remember forever. So this is going to be the camp tonight. I mean, it really doesn't get much better than this. Holy Christ. This thing has performed remarkably well. In the last embers of sunset, I jumped back up into the cruiser to level it so that I can make camp for the night. So happy I'm here, and I just want to take a moment, I guess, to say thanks. Thanks for being here, and thanks for supporting this venture, this crazy ride. Yeah, without you guys there supporting me, like, I would be struggling to do this right now. And so everyone who's supporting me and rooting for me to make this a reality, the construction of the vehicle, being hoisted away in that unit, you know, thank you to everyone who supported me through this and continues to support me to this day. It helps from a moral support perspective more than I can tell you, but also, you know, you clicking like and following on the channels and stuff help me to bring in sponsors and stuff, and these relationships allow me to continue to do this. So thanks so much for doing this, and I hope you continue to support me so we can go further. Thanks for being here. All right, let's go check this out. So this is a walking path. Obviously goes over the summit of this mountain. We just summited that one. What does this say? José Ramón Díaz Valle, Moni. Tus compañeros de cuadrilla no te olvidan. This is a memorial to somebody. These beautiful plaques here. So, I guess I'm going to set up camp, watch the sunset, and make some dinner. I settled in to what was proven to be one of the most magic camp spots on the expedition so far. And just like that, camp is set up. That's pretty awesome.
Infinito tren nos acaba, los paisajes cambian sin cesar, el silencio de las ventanas acarician mi hondo pesar.
So the sun's just about to set over on the horizon. I'm just watching things happen here. This is next level, man, honestly. It's really freaking special, to be honest. I mean, look at this. Sunset over there. Mist-filled valley over there. Built Land Cruiser here. And the freaking Picos de Europa in the background. This is a great way to finish the day, and I'm finishing it extremely gratefully. I'm just so happy that I decided to get out here and do this. And I'm excited at the opportunity to be able to show you all it as well. And I sometimes wonder why I'm doing this, why I'm filming all this. I wonder what it would be like if I weren't filming everything. And I honestly can't say that it would be as fulfilling. For me, the telling of the story and the showing you what's out there is a real big part of the pleasure of this lifestyle, which is interesting to me. You know, I don't know why that's the case, but it is. I've thought kind of long and hard about it, whether it's like is it a dick measuring thing, like, oh look what I'm doing in my freaking built Land Cruiser, and like and I don't think it is. You know, I'm being honest with myself when I'm asking myself that question. I think it's the telling of the story. That in of itself feels like a damn good reason. And so yeah, thanks for listening to my story, because you make this more meaningful for me. So yeah, thanks for doing that. Alright, well, I'm gonna go cook something up. I don't think I'm gonna be out here much longer because it is Baltic already. I keep forgetting we're kind of like really high up in the mountains. It's 6:45 right now, 20 to 7. That sun is just about to dip over the horizon, so yeah. I'll see you soon. Thanks for being here. Right, good morning. You'll notice that I'm back down in the downstairs with the roof down. Last night the wind came back over the valley, so I had to drop the roof again. I did wonder about that when I pulled into it last night, whether it'd be windy, but it was just so calm and still. I kind of thought, oh, nah, it's going to be fine. And plot twist, it wasn't, but check this out. How about this? For a view out your back door, look at this. Oh. My God. That's all cloud in the valley down there. Oh my God, look over here as well. That is so beautiful. The whole valley shrouded in cloud, man. What a campsite, gotta say. Like, despite the wind and, you know, being quite disturbed night's sleep, that was without a doubt the most spectacular campsite I've been on this trip yet. Look at this, man. The rolling mist over the valley below, like the atmosphere. Check out this, it's a broken gravestone. I don't know how you arranged to get buried up here. Man, I'm gonna get back in here because it's pretty bloody cold. See what we've got for breakfast, because we're running a bit low on the stocks, to be honest. Alright, I am really scraping the barrel here. So I've got this tin of beans with some like sausages and bacon things in it and stuff. I've got one potato, which I guess I can make into some kind of like breakfast potato thing. Yeah, I've got a banana, some butter. The rest of it is just like condiments, and yeah, no eggs left, unfortunately. I really need to go to a shop today. That's what I need to do, because I've got no fresh food either left. Yeah, this is going to be a weird breakfast. Okay, so I also found the secret avocado. So I've cut up the potato into like these little fries. It's not quite hash, but you know, that'll be fine. And then I'm going to put those in a pan, warm them up, have like potato fries and avocado. That's actually a reasonable breakfast. Not particularly traditional breakfast foods, but yeah, that'll be fine. So check this out. Not bad for a bottom of the cupboard breakfast. Hey, those chips are actually amazing, fried in olive oil. and cut really fine there. Absolutely lovely. So I got a bit of pancetta in there, a little bit of sausage, beans, obviously avocado. Pretty bloody happy with that. All right, so it's now about midday. I'm just preparing to leave camp. That's been a pretty slow morning, if I'm being honest. It's just been one of those ones where I did a lot of admin, had to reply to a bunch of emails, sponsorship stuff, and clean the vehicle because it was getting a bit minging, you know, the kitchen and that. So I've had some good news about the tyre situation. So Jorge from North Off-Roaders group that pulled me out the mud back in Cantabria, he has a tyre sponsor contact at Falcon Tyres. Now Falcon Tyres have been on my radar for like the last year and a half. A lot of people have recommended their mud terrains as being very hardy, having a really good sidewall on them. Like a ton of people from all around the world. I'm in contact with this guy and it looks like I might be able to get a set of tyres and work with Falcon as well, which is just going to be fantastic. He put me in contact with Chus, with whom I attempted to pass. Chus has put me in contact with a guy from a group called Incansables, who are a 4x4 group here in Asturias. This whole chain of like amazing people. And basically I think what's going to happen is my contact at Falcon are going to send the tyres to Incansables here in Asturias, and I'm going to go and be able to get new tyres. I mean, how freaking good is this? So yeah, I'm waiting for confirmation on it all. But yeah, if it all happens, I'm going to go do that, do a bunch of routes with Incansables as well, who want to show me like the area of Asturias. It's just, oh my god, like the people of northern Spain are honestly some of the best that I've ever come across. Just genuinely lovely people, like to a man, you know, they're just good-hearted people who just want to help, which the UK could learn a lot from northern Spain, honestly. Like, the people here, they're a different type of person, and it's honestly like heartwarmingly beautiful. It really is. So now we're gonna get down from this mountain. Hope, obviously, no disasters occur on the way. And I need to go find some civilization. I'm at the point where I've totally run out of water, both drinking water, which is bad. I've got a tiny little bit in a bottle like that, and tank water. I've got no food left, basically. I've got rubbish coming out of bloody every orifice. I need to go dump that. It's like a time though where I just need to go back to civilization and resupply, offload the stuff that I don't need and all that. Alright, one last look around. The most incredible campsite view I think I've ever had. Oh, my bloody tyre's flat. Who'd have frickin' thought? Oh my god, these tyres. It's funny because they're not old. I think this is a 4-year-old one. The one that I ripped out yesterday is no more than a year old because I ripped out another one and I had to replace it, so. Right, well, that's me here for the next 10 minutes. God, I'm looking forward to getting a new set of tyres on this. I remember when we were doing the Pan American Highway, me and my cousin Ross, he has a troopy, he reached a point like this. I think we were in Costa Rica. Just every single day there was a flat. He had a set of old BFG mud terrains, but they were really old. He was bloody ripping off the rim. It was a whole nightmare, and it was just a case of, yeah, it's time for new tyres. And I guess mine have reached that point now, which is extremely disappointing given that I bought this set of tyres no more than 4 years ago. Ripped through sidewalls on 2 of them, and I've replaced 2 already. Poor performance. A lot of people are telling me in my DMs that ATs are just not fit for what I'm trying to put them through, you know. That'll do. So my phone didn't charge last night, which is interesting. I think it's probably a cable thing in the back there. Yeah, it's charging now. So let's see where we're gonna go. So this is the only fresh water that I've got left. I've got no filter still. So yeah, I need to go into civilization and get some of that. That's like top priority out of all the many things. Just having one last look at those beautiful mountains back there, and let's get down off this mountain. I was now entering the 42nd day of my expedition, and with approximately 6,400 and something miles left to go, I kind of thought that I'd better get going. The Iberian Trail was a concept that was never going to have been easy. But in the last few days, having made progress in miles, in single digits as the crow flies, I knew I was going to have to pick up the pace if I ever wanted to finish this expedition. However, as they say, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. And as I applied rubber to the gravel of yet another nameless track, I held on tight to that idea. Good thing then that I'm out here having the time of my life,